Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Lucky Wolf, and today I am going to be talking about the top 8 teams at Hartford. I'm going to be talking a little bit about Hartford in general and all that kind of good stuff. I was there. It was a phenomenal time, seriously. Like, if we got to hang out, if we got to talk, all that kind of good stuff, if we got to meet each other, that is what made the weekend. That is what made the weekend and the tournament so fun. Like, Hartford was the only regional I was able to attend this season. However, when they release the schedule sometime after Worlds, I would assume, for next season, I'm hoping to make it to 2, maybe even 3 regionals next season. Honestly, it was such an incredible time, and thank you to everybody who talked to me, who hung out with me, all that kind of good stuff. Y'all are what made the regional experience so wonderful and so fun, and y'all are why I want to participate in more next season. However, spoiler alert, none of these teams are mine. None of these teams are mine. I did play against one of them, though. I did get to play against Kyle. Really fun set, really incredible set. I did get absolutely destroyed. I did 100% get destroyed, but it was a really fun set, and I was just excited to be able to play somebody of his caliber, and massive congratulations for getting top 8, for getting 5th with Wo Chien. Yeah, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the teams that did well. I will say, I am going to make a special video about Pelipper getting 2nd, about Rain, and about Ryan's team. That's going to be the next video that will come out a little bit later this week, I think, because I would like to point it out. So, in a previous video, this is Portland, sorry, if I didn't say it, this is Hartford. This right here, this is Hartford, this is Hartford top 8. So I did make a video about Portland, and I specifically said, it was very cool because we saw 3 different weathers, no repeats, and 3 different weathers, all in top 8, and I made a point, I made a specific point to say we didn't see Rain, and I think I even shouted out Pelipper. I think I even shouted out that we didn't see Pelipper, and Pelipper was like, hold my beer. And so the only weather we see in top 8, what is this, 2 weeks later, I think, is Pelipper and is Rain. So I was like, okay. Pelipper deserves a whole video, so I'm not gonna talk too much about Ryan's team, aside from kind of like what I'm saying now. I do believe Rain, and I do believe Pelipper. Maybe I'll make a video about weather in general, but I think deserve a full video. So that will come out later this week. I just wanted to let y'all know, because there are 2 specific teams I'm going to be talking a bit about in this top 8. So the first one is Tang's team, Double Ice. I don't know. I played VGC for a little bit of time. And I'm so used to ice types being touted as one of the worst types. Especially defensively. So we have a team that is double ice type. Did, in fact, take the wind. We do see Iron take the wind. What the heck? Take the win in both the Iron Bundle and the Chi Yu on that team. I'm going to take it back for a second. Something else that I want to shout is not a single Palafin. Not a single Palafin in top 8. We do see, let me see if I can, just to make sure I'm correct. So we do see, water types are still out here. Water types, they're just not Palafin, but water types are definitely still out here. So we do see 2 special water types in the Iron Bundle, both in 8th place and in 1st place, and then and Pelipper. Oh my gosh, here. I swear I don't have a vendetta against Pelipper. I know y'all don't believe me. But I swear I don't have a vendetta against Pelipper. I was literally about to forget Pelipper as a special water type. I'm so sorry, Pelipper. I'm sorry. So 3. I'm just gonna have to cut that first part out. So we do have 3 special water types in top 8, 2 Iron Bundles and a Pelipper. And then the other water types that we do see are physical. We have a Azumarill, and I feel so excited. I actually made a specific video about Azumarill in Regulation C and how good I think it is and why I think it's good. If you're interested in that, I will put that in the description down below. So I was very happy to see Pelipper get second as well. Not Pelipper. I was really happy to see Azumarill get second as well with the Pelipper. That's what I meant to say. And then then we have 2 physical water types in the 2 Gyarados for top 8. So we're already seeing a little bit of a meta shift from when top 8 was almost exclusively physical water types in the Palafins and the Gyaradoses. And now it's definitely starting to shift a little bit more. We have both physical and special water types doing well in top 8. So I do want to talk a little bit more about Tang's team. Let me just pull it up here if it will load. Okay, let me see. There we are. So we do have Tang's team here. Tang is rocking 4 physical attackers, and so I think the King Gambit being Defiant is so incredible right now, where there's a lot of Intimidators. So you have your King Gambit, and then you also have the Arcanine, the Chiempao, and the Dragonite, all physical attackers. So if you bring the King Gambit, you're kind of saying to your opponent, like, okay, you can intimidate one of my mons, but then you are going to be also then boosting my King Gambit, and as we know, King Gambit does have Sucker Punch, which is a priority move, so even though King Gambit is naturally on the slower side, you can still get priority Sucker Punches off. Additionally, the King Gambit is a defensive Terra type of fire, meaning that, let's say your opponent has Arcanine, they bring the Arcanine in to intimidate you. You can go Terra Fire, so that if they try to go Will-O-Wisp to 1, avoid your Sucker Punch, and 2, nerf your physical attack, you can Terra Fire. Then if they either want to Flare Blitz or they want to Will-O-Wisp, you're not going to be taking very much damage from that, and then you can hit them back with a +1 assurance or anything like that. Additionally, so you have assurance, which power doubles if target was damaged this turn. So let's say you're in Trick Room. And so if you're in Trick Room, you can go E-Speed Arcanine into Assurance, you can go E-Speed Dragonite into Assurance, all that kind of stuff. So I think Assurance on this team also makes your Assault Vested, so also makes a ton of sense. You also have Low Kick for other King Gambits, and the Iron Head for Flutters or other Fairy types, or Chiempao, anything like that. Also for the, for the Chiempao, you do have the Terra Ghost. You can avoid Fake Outs, all that kind of good stuff. With the Dragonite, so the Dragonite is running. I really like this Dragonite set. This is actually almost the exact same Dragonite set that I ran at Hartford, with the Extreme Speed and the Aqua Jet. So what I liked the Aqua Jet for, because I definitely got questions about, like, why Aqua Jet. So the team I was using, did not want to be facing down a Flutter Mane. So it was a really fun play to be able to go for something like a Sucker Punch, into an Aqua Jet first turn, especially because it's open team sheet. So especially if I know their Flutter can't protect, and even if their Flutter can protect, many times they wouldn't, in front of a Chiempao and a Dragonite. So I was because both those moves, the Sucker Punch and the Aqua Jet, are both priority moves, I was able to remove the Flutter Mane completely from the board, from the game, without Flutter being able to go for 1 attack. So that always felt really good. So that is one of the reasons I really like the Aqua Jet into the into the Sucker Punch combination as well. I think it's really good. I think it's really good into Flutters. I think it can be really good also into other Pokemon, like especially in open team sheet, other Pokemon that either are Ghost type or can Ghost type Terra. So that way you can hit them with the Aqua Jet, as it is not a normal type move like Extreme Speed, and if they do go for the Ghost Terra, then the Sucker Punch will also be super effective. So I think they cover themselves very nicely as well, and I really do like that. And I do want to shout that the Iron Bundle is not a defensive Terra. The Iron Bundle is Ice type Terra for boosted damage on the Freeze Dry, on the Icy Wind. I believe, if not mistaken, Icy Wind is the one speed control, one form of speed control on this team. which I really do like. You can go Icy Wind to let your Arcanines faster. You can get a Will-O-Wisp off on a physical attacker before they can attack. You can get a Flare Blitz off for big damage. You can go Icy Wind into opposing Flutters, and then your Flutter outspeeds, hit them with a Shadow Ball, hit them with a Moonblast, all that kind of good stuff. I really like Icy Wind Bundle. And I think there was one other thing. Oh, I just wanted to touch on the Flutter main also briefly. Specs, Flutter main, Shadow Ball, Moonblast, Dazzle, all very common. And the last is Thunderbolt. I really like Thunderbolt to deal with Palafins that are running around, and various other water types. But I think another big one is to deal with Corviknight. I think Corviknight can definitely give this core a little bit of trouble. You know, you can't intimidate the Corviknight. In fact, the Corviknight will mirror the Intimidate back onto the Arcanine. If the Corviknight is Fire Terra, then you cannot Will-O-Wisp the Corviknight, and even if it's not Fire Terra and you do go for the Will-O-Wisp, a lot of Corviknights will run boosting moves and Roost, so it can just be, for a team that does rely on 4 physical attackers, and the Corviknight can boost itself, it boosts its physical defense, it can be a little bit of a pain to get rid of, so I love, for both water types and for specifically Corviknight, I really do love the Thunderbolt on the Flutter main, just so that you know you have an answer to it. But there's one other team. So I said I was going to leave the second place team, the Pelipper team, for its own video, as I believe Pelipper deserves. But there's another team that I really wanted to talk about. I believe this team got 6th. Is that what I named it? Harvard number 6. Yes, okay. So this team got 6th. A pretty hard Trick Room team, I would say. The Goldie, the Goldie and kind of like the Grimmsnarl are the 2 pieces of the team that aren't hard Trick Room, I guess I would say. But there are some really spicy techs on this team. Let's see if I can keep did I actually take notes? Let's see if I can keep my brain. I didn't take notes. That's, you hate to see it. I'm gonna try to keep in that case, I'm gonna try to keep my brain organized enough and go through this team in a way that makes sense. So, I think the first thing, we see an Oranguru, so I think it would be a misplay, a misstep, if you will. I might even be throwing, as you say, if I didn't start with the Oranguru. So the Oranguru, not a single attacking move. The Oranguru is rocking Protect, Instruct, Trick Room, and Encore. I love the Encore. I love the Encore on this Oranguru. I played Trick Room. I'm not hard Trick Room, but I did play a team at Hartford that has a very strong Trick Room mode. And a lot of people, how they play around Trick Room is every other turn they double Protect, or maybe they make a defensive swap and then Protect. But if you have Encore Oranguru, you are going to be going, because you're slow, you're going to be going, maybe not guaranteed first, but you're going to be going fast. You're going to be going quickly in Trick Room. So if your opponent's idea is okay, in that case, I'm going to double Protect every other turn, or I'm going to Protect and swap. You are forcing them to continuously swap, because you could just Encore them into that Protect, and then they can't get an attack off or anything like that. So you're putting them on the back foot by disrupting their plan by going for Encore, and then if they swap in, they are forced to take your damage. So I must say, I love Encore on this Oranguru. I think that is such a good tech, where a lot of people, how they play against Trick Room, and a great way to play against Trick Room is to go for things like a double Protect and things like that. So you can really put them on the back foot, and you can really punish them for going for the safe plays of Protect. Another thing I want to say is this Oranguru is Telepathy with Mental Herb. So I think a lot of people might think, it's going to be Inner Focus. That way, if you're Inner Focus with Mental Herb, Inner Focus, you can't be flinched. So if they fake you out, you won't be flinched. If they go for Dark Pulse, you won't be flinched. If they go for Rock Slide, you won't be flinched. All that kind of good stuff. And you can't be taunted. Or you have to be double taunted. They have to have 2 taunters on the field, and they have to taunt you twice in one turn. But no. It is Mental Herb, so you cannot be taunted, or you have to be double taunted, which I don't know how many teams even run double taunt on their team, let alone would have it next to each other on the field. But but you are actually telepathy, and I love the telepathy for the Tinglu. So you can go Earthquake, Instruct Earthquake, and you can be doing a lot of damage with your Earthquakes. You are also Weakness Policy! Weakness Policy! So I have seen a bunch of Weakness Policy, not a bunch, I feel like that's a bit misleading. I have seen some Weakness Policy, like when I stream and when I play on ladder and everything like that. Like when I see it, I'm not like, oh my gosh, that's the most wild tech I've ever seen. But I don't think it's common. I don't think it's the most common set on Tinglu. So you have the policy, you have Throat Chop, Rock Slide, and Earthquake, so that way you can go, you can also go Rock Slide, Instruct Rock Slide, and even though you are risking it because the Rock Slide is 90% accurate, and I know sometimes it feels like it's more like 50% accurate, but if you can get double Rock Slides off, flinches. It feels very, very, very good. And then you also have the Goldie, with leftovers and with Water Terra, so a bit of a bulkier Goldie. You set up your screens with your you can set up screens with Grimsnarl, Light Screen, and Reflect, to protect the Goldie on both the special side and the physical side. Additionally, the Grimsnarl has the Grimsnarl really is here to just make your side bulkier and make your opponent's side weaker, so that you can set up as many nasty plots as you want. You can go for make it rain. You can also go for Shadow Ball if you don't want to, if they have wide guard, or you don't want to decrease your special attack, all that kind of good stuff. Also, that setup works really well for the Iron Hands, which is Detect, Drain Punch, Thunder Punch, and Swords Dance. Safety Goggles, Fire, Terra. I like this so much. So the Safety Goggles, I just really like this set. So, you have, once again, you have the Grimmsnarl for, to make you bulkier on both the physical and the special side. The Grimmsnarl can also go for Parting Shot to weaken your opponent, can also go for Whoopah. Now I'm gonna think of it. I could look right now, but I'm gonna think of it. The move just left my head. Spirit Break. Sorry, that's like Grimmsnarl's, animation. It just reminds me, it's like, whoopah! Anyway, so, can go for also Spirit Breaks to, decrease the opponent's special attack even further. So I really like that for Iron Hands. So the Iron Hands is running Safety Goggles, so you cannot be Rage Powdered, you cannot be Spored, you cannot be Sleep Powdered, but then is also running Fire Terra, so you cannot be burned. So really, if you want to slow down this Iron Hands, you are going to have to cycle Intimidate. You have to cycle Intimidate. That is the only way to do it. You can't burn it, if it Terras, and you don't knock off the item, you cannot put it to sleep, you cannot burn it, you can't Rage Powder to redirect it, and then you also do have the Amoonguss for the Pollen Puff. So not only can the Iron Hands, but one of the reasons I think Iron Hands is so great is because, so you can Swords Dance up, and then you'll be doing more damage with your Drain Punch, so you will be getting more health back, and then you also have your Amoonguss to be able to Pollen Puff, to side Pollen Puff your Iron Hands to heal it back even more if it's more effective for you to be going for Thunder Punches, so you're not getting your health back. Additionally, the Grimmsnarl is great. You also give the Oranguru more staying power, so you aren't worried about getting knocked out right away. You can set up Trick Room, and then you might even with the light screens and everything, because you are light clay, so they'll be sticking around for 8 turns. So with the light screen and the reflect, you may even be able to get a second Trick Room up. So I just really wanted to give this team a shout. This team did get 6th, this team did get top 8, and I think there's a lot of really fun techs on this team that I just wanted to make sure I gave a shout. But if you did, I think that's gonna be it. But get ready. There is gonna be a Pelipper video. I swear! Watch, I'm not gonna make it. There is gonna be a Pelipper video. I feel like I have to, especially after I literally shouted out Pelipper and was like, the only weather that's not here is Pelipper. Now I have to. I think I have to. But I am gonna call it there for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy, please feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If not, feel free to do exactly none of that. Oh my gosh, I think that's the first time. I think it's the first time I have said that without tripping over my words. Yes, let this video go down in history. But But yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you very much for all the support and all the love on the YouTube recently. I do appreciate it. And once again, if you did enjoy, please feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And hopefully you all have an amazing day. And that's it for me. Okay, bye!